if you're playing with 3 or more people at a play party, how do you figure out what to do? Like, what if one of the people, you're in a threesome, and one of the person, you suggest something, and one person's like, yes! And the other person's like, no way. How do you negotiate that? What do? Do you just like, oh, never mind? Or how do you go forward? This is Rima Halko from ReadAboutSex.com.
Kathy Rotuli of the Intimacy Dojo right there. I'm fascinated by what you're going to say. How do you navigate that, Kathy? Complex systems of flags and blinking lights?
Yes. And we actually use our words because we're adults. So I'm just going to use a threesome for ease of communication. So if I suggested something and one person was like, yes, I want to do that, and the other person was a no, I want to honor consent always. But I might ask them, are you open to some questions about that? Are you a no to the entire activity? Are you no to the people? Are you, is there something in there that is a yes? Looking and figuring out what might be a yes for them. Mm-hmm. So it might be, they're like, if I said, the 3 of us do 3-way kissing on the couch. One person's like, yes, and the other person's no. Is it no to the whole entire activity, or you don't want to be on the couch, or you don't want a 3-way kiss with me or the other person, or, what is it, would a massage work? Like finding out if there's a unilateral no, and in which case, like, thanks so much, thanks for taking care of yourself, have a good time. And then me and the person that was a yes, and like, hey, do you want to go find someone else to make out with on the couch? Which is totally okay. But it's having a dialogue, but also being okay with the other person say, I don't even want to discuss it. And just like, oh, thank you. Thanks for taking care of yourself. So you don't want to push on their boundaries, but asking questions gently and getting more information is not, you got to read their body language too. If they're really shut down or triggered, then maybe you just let it go. That's what I do. Okay.
The way, maybe I misunderstood the question, but it sounded like you were already in the middle of a thing.
It could be like you could be in the middle of the thing too, but you make a suggestion for something. How about like we all switch positions, or I'm on top now, whatever it is. How do you handle that when someone's like, no, I don't want to?
I mean, the challenge is you're assuming that somebody says no, they don't want to. So I think the problem or the challenges show up when people don't feel comfortable speaking up. Mm-hmm. So then one question is, how do you know that you're playing with people who feel comfortable speaking up, or who will speak up 2 minutes later when they realize they didn't speak up? So how do you make sure that those are the people that you're playing with?
You do your best, but I don't know that we can ever, even the most articulate person, there's times like you and I both teach things around saying yes and no and setting boundaries, and there's still some days when I'm in a really bad, like I've had a rotten day and I'm really tired and someone asks me something and like, it's just easier to do it than to say no. And I tend not to do that around sexual things, but like, okay, fine, I'll go have coffee with you.
Fine, I'll have a threesome. Fine.
No, but like nobody is perfect at this.
Okay.
So we can do our best to vet people. That's one reason I love welcome circles and opening circles at events, because it's a chance to kind of talk to people and see who's handling what, who's using their words clearly. But part of it is like we're doing our best and we're hoping they're speaking up. And there's no way to guarantee that. Even like, are you speaking up for yourself 100% of the time? Most of us don't 100% of the time. We try to.
So my question's still going to be the same. Like, what do you do to try to stack the deck in your favor?
Well, I think I just shared some things that I do to try to stack the deck in my favor. I also will ask them, and some people are fine with asking. Some people are like, please stop asking. It's annoying. But like, you do this sometimes, but like, it's
stop asking. Like that's the response you want in an orgy. Please stop asking. It's annoying. You're like, great, let's do it.
No, but like, whether it's an orgy or not, like, hey, are you still okay? Is this good for you? Or is this working for you? And it's just a way of kind of touching base and kind of checking in. And if they're like, it's fine, I'm like, well, what can we do to make it better?
Thank you for explaining those things, because I was trying to get a better read on how I would answer the question. But I think, if I'm hearing you correctly, it's the interactions that you had before the threesome starts help you indicate if you're in the right threesome.
Right.
So one of the reasons, and I mean, people they're like, oh my God, Reed, you want to have the safer sex conversation all the time. I'm like, it's how I'm figuring out if you are safe for me to play with. Mm-hmm. How you show up for the conversation tells me a lot about whether I can, count on you, mm-hmm. air quotes, count on you during the sex when maybe I can't read your subtle body language because somebody's sitting on my face and I just took a dick out of my mouth and I was like, hey, why don't you jump, if you want to fuck me, jump on my cock now while I'm getting face fucked. And now I'm back to being face fucked and I'm just trusting that you will choose what works best for you.
Yeah.
So, like, hopefully you're living your life in a way where you're going to a play party that has, rules and maybe a welcome circle, maybe not, but like is designed in a way that is attracting people who want to show up and try to honor each other's consent. Now, there are a lot of play parties that don't have welcome circles or things like that. It doesn't mean that consent's not important to them, but it's not baked into the cake in the same way. So if I'm going to an event where it's kind of baked in and everybody has to do a lot of talking to get to the sex, now hopefully I'm surrounded by people who like to talk about the sex they're going to have, which hopefully means that they'll speak up during the sex they're having. It's not a guarantee, but I'm doing this to try to stack the deck in my favor so that I can worry less that everyone's taking care of themselves and not have to be taking care of everybody. So when I explain to people why safer sex conversations and other things are so important to me, then they're like, oh, you're putting in all this work ahead of time so that you can relax and enjoy the thing. So it's, the analogy is like I'm a stuntman who's doing checking all the gear so I can actually enjoy blowing up the car as it comes over the jump when I'm in the car. Like I can enjoy the thrill of it rather than be worried the whole time. Maybe that's the wrong analogy, but you get what I mean, right? And then also that no one gets hurt in doing the stunt. In this case, your threesome. So there, I feel like now I've answered the question and I feel good about myself.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Please leave questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear what's going on for you.
And also, you're never going to get all this perfect. Yeah. However, playing with people who get that we're never going to get it all perfect, that's very helpful. So hopefully this is helping you rather than screwing you up more.